Bishop of Huddersfield 51. This has been an enormously positive debate. It's a hugely important debate. I'm so glad that we've now moved beyond the question of tactics. This has been really about how we fulfil the goals that all of us in this chamber share, which are mitigating the effects of climate change and working towards climate justice. I'm so glad that now we can turn, I hope, yes, we have got the text back up in front of us here. There's been a danger, I think, if we'd carried on much further with the debate on the amendments, of losing sight of the wood for the trees. We need now to unite around this motion to give full support to our colleagues on the platform on the work of the Church Commissioners, the hugely valuable work they're doing. Let's not lose sight of that. This is global leadership for one of the most pressing issues of our day. But we've also heard challenged to us from across this chamber this afternoon, what about us? What about the work that is going on in our parishes and our dioceses, the way we use our own income and expenditure at every level? We need to hear that challenge back to us now and to join with our colleagues in reinforcing the work they're doing in offering global leadership on this hugely important issue and making sure that with integrity we follow that through in our own lives, in our parishes and our dioceses. Thank you.
I'm here. Ruth Newton, Leeds 136. I wish to speak to the first three clauses. And I'm speaking about my concern that this area has hitherto been under-resourced, despite its great importance. Yet it has achieved much with what it has had. Limited resources in church life mean that hard choices must be made. Priorities agreed and stewardship applied. There is much deserving of support. Children and young people, stewardship, disability awareness, safeguarding, the missing generations, you can make your own list. Against such a background, resourcing environmental programmes can be seen as one priority amongst many. But all that we have heard this afternoon suggests that the environment is the priority for us. It is core business. It is a question of survival, a question of justice, a question of advocating for the poorest in our world, and ensuring intergenerational justice. It is about looking where we put our money, where our mouth is. We are saying, with our investment, we are saying that our money is where our mouth is. But is it in the case of resourcing? It is a case, I believe, of seeking first the kingdom of God and finding everything else added. I speak from the perspective of being blessed by my church's engagement with a churchyard biodiversity project and with Eco-Church, and being extensively supported by our Leeds Diocesan Environment Officer, Jemima Parker, in doing so. Our project is based on the idea that our churchyard, which is managed for wildlife, acts as an ark for vulnerable species whose habitat is scarce. This engagement with the environment has had a far-reaching and positive effect. Firstly, it has had a Heineken effect, reaching the parts that others cannot reach. It has infused young people, allowing us to nurture the next generation of leaders. 2 people who manage the project are under 25 years old, and they have harnessed youth funding to enable conservation awareness weeks to take place. The school has had churchyard weeks, which have included bug hunts and moth hunts, but also teaching about Christian understanding of what happens when we die. We have gained credibility and earned the right to speak with authority in the public arena, as academics, wildlife professionals, charities and the local council have both worked with us and sought our help. We have made connections and sparked the curiosity necessary for pre-evangelism, and our social capital in our community is sky high. Although our work has been predominantly in the area of biodiversity rather than climate justice, although we do both, I believe the opportunities presented are the same. To engage meaningfully with those who have hitherto found Christianity irrelevant or even immoral. to speak coherently with a united voice on an ethical issue of global significance around which we can build a diverse coalition of those of faith and none, and to concern ourselves with the common good. I want to support the motion. I would like to see money spent on environmental programmes and DEOs. It is money well spent. I would like you to prioritise the environmental engagement in your parishes, in your diocese and as a national church, and prioritise it in your budgets. I would like to see our money where our mouth is again, in resources as well as in investment. It has been said that everything has a cost, and there is a cost to passing this motion, but there is a cost to under-resourcing and sidelining the environmental aspects of our mission. Not only the obvious cost to future generations and to the poor, but the cost of a lost opportunity to speak good news to our nation and finally to be listened to.
Thank you.